Tarot, ho, ho, ho! Nice to meet you. It's hosted by Cally Smallman and Sarah Iles. Hope you enjoy the show and have a wonderful Christmas. Ho, ho, ho!
Tarot!
It's not Christmas. We're just not letting go.
It's still Christmas.
It's still Christmas time. It's still Christmas in my house. There's the tree. Oh! Sarah, what a beautiful tree. Tarot, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Cally. This, I can never get it right. This is Sarah. And we are here for you, as we are every single Sunday, to read tarot to one of the funniest comedians in the whole country, and chat general shit and bollocks with you all. We hope you're all right. Please comment. Let us know who you are, where you are, how you're feeling deep inside. And yeah. Oh, Audrey's back, everyone.
Welcome back, Audrey. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And Jose.
Jose. Hola. Come on.
Hola. I don't speak any Spanish. Thank you both for tuning in, and thank you all of you. Sarah, how has your week been, babe? I was gonna say what's been going on. I can't imagine, like,
Not a
there was
lot.
a new year, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I went for a couple of hikes.
Hikes?
Yeah, I did 12 miles on Wednesday through London.
Oh yeah, no, you did, through London.
Yeah, through London, and I got, hey Caroline, and I got some cheeky little blisters on my toes. My body was not really happy with me. But the weird thing is, I thought I would be so sore and achy the next day, and I was absolutely fine. So now I feel like, oh, my body has the capacity to do that. Does that now mean I have to do more? I think I have to do more, right?
You're a fucking machine. You're an absolute fucking machine. I've been going to a lot of parks lately. Not in like a weird way, like that's all I'm allowed to do. And also I have a dog, so I feel I go to a lot of parks generally in life. Your tide ended at 1st of January. What are you talking about, Jose?
Yeah, well, Jose, we're still celebrating the Yule here in London because there's fuck all else to do.
Yeah, we're locked in. Are you we're locked in? This is a
Yeah,
life.
sorry, Jose. We're
never-ending Christmas.
I think at the end of January we're still going to have these graphics around the screen. I think that's pretty much.
Have my decorations up literally until they let me out. I think I might keep my Christmas tree up
until they let you out. So how was your week then, my love? Apart from walks around the park, no hikes.
The parks I have found. I went on a couple of walks with friends, as is sanctioned by the COVID rules. And I have found the parks now, like, you know how I was saying, like, I really miss crowds, like multiple episodes again. They're really crowded, and I've realised I think crowds are assholes. I don't like crowds.
I hate people. Crowd-wise, I mean, that's something that we can certainly put in the freezer at some point.
Yeah, crowds. Audrey, thanks, Audrey. That's what my mum says too. 6th of January.
Yes, and it's currently still the 3rd. So I'm glad Audrey's got our backs. Thanks, Audrey. I'm Portuguese. Oh.
Whoa.
In Scotland. Well, Jose, you sound like my type.
She's wet right now. She's wet. Obviously, she doesn't even need to see your face. She just needs to hear of Portugal being a country.
Yeah, just need to hear the accent. That's all I need to do. In which case, I spoke to him in Spanish, which was inappropriate then because obviously it's not Spanish. I don't know Portuguese.
So racist. As is tradition, though. It's not tradition. But he grew up in Scotland, so he might have a Scottish accent. What do you think of that?
Well, it's great. It also means he can probably drink like a Scot as well, which means that that's the kind of combination that we want, isn't it? I love you too, Caroline. Thank you for coming.
Oh, Caroline, I'm feeling this love. We love you too. In fact, I tell you what, everybody, throughout the show, obviously, we're going to be doing our usual thing. But as you know, towards the end, we're going to be drawing cards. So if you would like us to pull a card for you, like either for a specific question, we've all got our cards, either for a specific question or for just a general card. Maybe you want to know what the year has in store for you in one card, which may be tricky. But if you want some advice, or you've got a question, or you just want any random card, leave a comment because we would love to do that for you. But for now, I've got to draw random cards for Sarah. Because this is what we do
every week it's a little bit upsetting, but we are doing it anyway. I'm positive now. I think 2021 is going to be a much better year for me, so I think this card's going to be good.
All right, okay. Shall I shuffle? You say when?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, you go. Okay, when?
I think this is good. This is good. Sarah's got a good card, everyone. You're going to lose your mind. Judgment. We've got a card of rebirth, spiritual awakening. And yeah, basically, I always like to think of this as like a metamorphosis card. You go into your little cocoon as a little caterpillar, and you're going to come out as a butterfly who's more in tune with your spiritual side. So that's a good card. That's
great. Well, interestingly enough, I did my reading for the whole of 2021, and that was one of my main signifier cards that came out for the whole year. So
it was Sarah.
Yeah, it was Hanged Man and Judgment. So yeah, well, there we go. I think that's obviously good. I'm becoming a new woman. That's me.
I'm just a witch. I'm a witch. What can I?
Yeah, you are a witch. Say? You are 100% a witch. Witch banner.
I'm the witch.
Did you want to shuffle and do your own, or do you want me to
do mine, please? I feel more like I'm getting my tarot read on like a big fancy show, which I am. Okay. When?
Oh my God! The Knight of Wands. Cally, did you want to explain what this means to you? Because obviously, as we've discussed before, we do this all the time on the show, is that when it comes to the court cards, these can either mean specific people in your life, and a lot of the time, I think, Cally, you actually have specific people that this could be. But I also have an idea of what we've discussed in the past that this can be, but I don't want to out it in case. I mean, this for me is like there's a man rushing into your life, and he's quite well endowed.
The Knight of Penises. He's like a fiery, feisty, sexy lover. In the picture, holding a giant penis, basically. He's the sexiest of the knights.
And he's going for it. Like, he's like full on action. He's riding on his horse and he's coming towards you. And it's a really sexy, exciting sort of card. Like loads of energy going there. There's no passiveness when it comes to this. I'm thinking like alpha male.
He's not the kind of guy you would settle down with, but he's the kind of guy that you might have like a weekend romp that you'll never forget with. So I'm perfectly happy with that. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna
how are you gonna romp in lockdown?
Yeah, I don't know how. But like, please, I welcome your suggestions.
Virtual romp.
I can't though. I just hate the idea of like masturbating at a camera. Like, really icks me out, and I just can't do it. I'm sorry. Like, I really hate the idea.
No, I mean, I think if anything, that should be commended. So that I'm with you on that, my love. Congratulations.
You know when they were like in sex education at school, like take a mirror and look at your own vagina. I was like, no, thank you. I don't.
Okay, no.
But I feel like a camera in motion, because obviously, like you have your own camera. That's what virtual sex weirds me out, because I could handle their camera, but then I have to look at myself, and no, thank you, very much.
I mean, I don't know what kind of school you went to, but that wasn't on the curriculum for me.
They didn't ask you to get a mirror and look at your own vagina.
Weirdly, no. I mean, they made us put a condom on a banana, but that was about, you know, this is like Croydon girls, so they were like putting it on with their mouths, and you're like, whoa, skills. So yeah.
Leave a comment if your school advised you. You have to say if you did it or not. But like, if they asked you to look at your vagina through a mirror. No,
I'm pretty sure it was just you. I mean, I've not heard of this before. I'm going to be honest.
Not even my school. I just was like, Cally, you should look at your own vagina with a mirror. No, that's disgusting. Was it? It was a confusing.
I'm thinking maybe this was like your suggestion for the curriculum, and they were like, oh, just let her go and do it in her own time. Bless you. Anyway, moving on from Carly's exciting week and looking in mirrors.
I'm very excited. Maybe should we get a guest on the show?
Let's get our fabulous guest on. I can't wait for her.
Yes, she's absolutely hilarious. She's a very very top comedian, very very funny lady. She's appeared on QI. She's generally hilarious. She's very funny on social media. Her name is Cally Beaton. Welcome to the show, Cally Beaton. Tarot.
Thank you. Look at you. I'm not very festive here. You two are still acting like it. You're partying like it's 1944, aren't you? There. That's lovely.
Yeah. Someone's got to.
I'd have worn some red if I'd known. I'd have had a ball, but I mean, I'm just looking like I'm sitting in my office. So sorry about that. Don't want to piss on anyone.
Record though behind you.
Well, that's another story. Actually, I haven't. You're just seeing it. It's your power of your mystic mind. No one else can see that, or maybe you've put it there and everyone can see it, Cally, because you're good.
Maybe it's me imagining things, like people asking me to look at my vagina through a mirror. Maybe it's just
maybe it's a mirror, Cally. You just see what you want to see.
I have used this gold disc to look at my vagina every day since I got it, and it still looks like an angry Frankie Boyle down there. So no, it's all good.
So not even a gold disc can sort that out. That's
is this the kind of tone? Is this the tone you wanted from your guest?
It is not, Cally, and I'm surprised that I've actually been speaking about that publicly at all. If I'm honest,
we're all surprised.
I'm running with it. I'm running with it, Cally. I think it's that time. 2021. Let's talk about this stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit like when you go and start to do a bit of observational material at a new material, like you're like, you know when, and then everyone's like, no, we don't know.
Yeah. Well, I took that awkwardness and I raised another level of awkwardness. So you're welcome. You're very welcome.
Yeah, well, we invited you on, really, if we're being honest.
I can go now if you want.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If you could just like really lower the tone and then fuck off, that's all we really ask.
That's what I do at gigs in the real world, Sarah. That's what I'm going to do tonight.
Good, thank you. There's no tone here other than the filthiest we can find. How are you doing in lockdown, Cally? Are you staying sane?
Best time of my life, isn't it lovely? No work, no money, and stuck with people you don't like in a house. So it's really good. So it's all right. It's not my favourite. I'd quite like the pubs to be open. The same as most people, I think. But my daughter did make it home from Amsterdam in time for Christmas. So that was a happy thing. Nothing funny about that, just nice.
So be funny. It's wonderful.
So she's back. There's been no hot water since she got back, and she's taken all my makeup, which is why I don't look as beautiful as you two do, because she's got
yes, you do. You do look as beautiful.
I was fishing. I fished that compliment in.
Yeah. I don't have any of that negative talk on the show. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
We're going to keep asking for that all the way through. By the way, I should say, does Sarah, I know I should know this. So, Cally, I know you're like a mystic type. I can tell because of your ribbon. But is Sarah, are you a dabbler, or do you know nothing about, do you know about tarot?
No, I'm absolutely useless.
So you're useless, and Cally,
Sarah's the real deal. He's the real deal.
I've been doing tarot for a long time. So my aunt taught me tarot when I was a teenager.
Oh, I thought it was the other way round, and Cally was the tarot person, and you were the blagger.
No,
we're both blaggers, but we both read the cards.
Okay,
yeah, we're both tarot readers.
Sarah. So Sarah's got honed skills over decades, and I've just gone, why are you trying to do this, you blagger? So thanks for having me, Sarah. It's good to be. You're going to give me a really bad reading now, aren't you? Because I've been a bad guest.
Well,
yes, no, actually, I don't do that. I'm just going to hex you.
Yeah, I don't know. When you do the reading, do you say what it all means? Because you could pull out. I mean, if it was like a Grim Reaper looking person, I'd know what that meant. But I wouldn't know what
the though. The Grim Reaper guy, everyone always thinks means like death.
I love that card.
Die, but actually, it's the real sort of meaning is transformation. So a change from one part of your life, like the death of, like the end of an era and the beginning of a new era is kind of what it means. So it's a good and a bad card.
So for me, it could be the death of my hormones and the start of menopause.
Could be.
The dream, the fucking dream. I know.
Do you know what though, Cally? If that card now comes up, you're going to think that I fixed it.
I totally am, and I'm not going to believe in all this nonsense.
And now I'm slightly worried because this is how the world works. Is then that card will come up, and I'll be like, shit.
We're all a little bit nervous on your behalf now, Sarah, but no
pressure. We are all a bit.
Just do your thing.
But as a professional blagger, I know I can make my way through this.
That's what you do. That's what you learned at your grandmother's home, was to be a blagger. Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
We all need that skill if we're going to stand on the stage and talk shit about our lives and tell people they're interested in it. Is essentially you've got to be a good blagger. So it's not much different to tarot reading. You just kind of talk shit at people and hope it resonates.
We all do that. Come on, we all wrote the book on that.
Yeah, we make money doing that.
Cally, you should be reading the cards for us. Right, let's start off with our first round. I call it a round like it's a game show, even though it's really not a game. You win no point for anything. Which is our brief encounters round, where we like to get to know you and your relationship with like kind of the spookiest stuff out there. This is where we love to invite our guests to tell us about anything either like unexplained, supernatural, witchy, coincidental, that may have happened to them. And I love hearing these stories because I don't really have any. So, Cally, have you got anything kind of unexplained that's happened to you?
Well, going back to talking about being at school, and this isn't another vagina mirror story, so please stay tuned, lovely viewers. So this is so I went to a bit of an unusual school. I went to a boys' boarding school, And yeah, that's because my parents taught there, and so I was brought up like, but I did board at a boys' school and it was a bit of a strange childhood, and it was in a really old, like a medieval. It was like a castle. It was like Hogwarts. So the school was like a 16th century building, and rumour had it that the school was haunted, and the bit of the school that rumour had it was haunted was the tower. And because I was the only girl, I had my own room. They all had dormitories, and they were all at one end of this old medieval school, and I was only 8 when I started there, and I was in the tower, which was allegedly haunted.
It's like a fairy tale.
Yeah, like a reverse happy tale. So I slept in that weird tower, and they had like female members of staff who had rooms nearby, but I was and the only way to get to the toilet was up the tower. And I still credit the fact that I've had 2 babies and have got amazing pelvic floor muscles with the fact that I didn't go to the loo in the night from the age of 8 to 13 because it was probably haunted. So and there were lots of, you know, boarding schools, there's lots of talk about ghost stories and stuff, so there was lots of telling ghost stories, and because this building felt quite ghostly, but I never really believed in ghosts or ghost stories, but I was just shit scared throughout my childhood. But then when I was about 14, I had these vivid dreams about poltergeists, and I started dreaming that in my room that I slept in, that things were moving around. And then I remember telling my parents, and they said, oh, we've got a friend who like knows about all this kind of stuff, and you should go talk to them, and they'll talk to you about what a poltergeist is, and you won't be so scared. Well, then the friend of my parents said to me, what all a poltergeist is the unhappy aura of somebody, and it's often a teenager. And when they're really unhappy, it's just their aura, and it creates these energy fields, and things move around. So it's actually, and I was like, oh my God, I am an unhappy teen. There is a. So
it was a poltergeist.
Yeah, it just made me think, so I am a poltergeist. So then I, you know, so it's a wonder I've had a happy night's sleep my whole life. So mainly it was sort of childhood, teenage. I can't say anything actually happened that made me think these things existed, but I lived in perpetual dread for years that something untoward was happening in my bedroom. And now I wish something untoward was happening in my bedroom, and nothing is. So there's been
Don't we all?
Exactly, Sarah. I saw that. And poor, was it Jose, is living in terror now. He's like, I'm frightened of all of you. There's something
horrified. What a start to the year for that poor guy. That's really like, Jose, like very terrifying. Like,
it was like a really bad sex line. It was like three quite desperate women just throwing shit at a wall, and the guy going, "No, you're all right, thank you."
Yeah,
so,
just telling that poor fucker he's Spanish when he's not. Like, it's not.
Exactly. I knew I could see it was because it didn't say hola, and I've been to Portugal, and I can say obrigada of obrigada.
There you go. You know what? We're lucky we have you here as an interpreter, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to communicate with Jose at all.
That's it. And now I've said that, I expect he's very happy and impressed. Yeah.
Oh my God! You know, I have to say, I think you're very brave to have like lived in that school. It sounds like I as a child also lived in perpetual fear of hauntings, but had literally no reason. Like, we lived in like a Victorian house that was converted into flats, and that was enough for me. But I remember, like, as a kid, like going on holiday to various places, like sort of like just like a random house in like Suffolk and places, and just assuming it was haunted because it wasn't my own house. So I can't imagine. I cannot imagine growing up in a castle.
Did you used to because I used to babysit, I'm sure we all did, like, so you'd babysit for like neighbours' kids and stuff. And I used to get so terrified when I would be in someone else's house at night babysitting that I didn't even dare go up. Like, the kids could have been screaming the place down, and I'd have been like, I don't really want to go up the stairs. So I used to just sit downstairs and eat more biscuits and just like, I'm sure they're fine, they'll sort it out for themselves. I did though, there is a slightly spooky real thing that I do find odd. So my daughter's 20, and she's been abroad for 3 years studying. We obviously have seen each other in that time, but several times since she's been away, we've suddenly had like food poisoning, or we've suddenly had like a really bad fever and sore throat, and it's happened the same night. And the next day we'll message each other, and we'll go, and she'll go, oh my God, Mum, I was so ill in the night, I don't know, I didn't feel like I'd eat. And I'll go, oh my God, so was I. 3 times where we've had a completely the same illness the same night, and then the same symptoms, and we can't have got it off each other because we're not in the same country. Wow. So riddle me that.
I don't know, Sarah. Why is that?
Oh, sorry, Jose's message. Hold that thought.
I was going to say the gender thing. Yeah, obrigada or obrigado. I even knew that bit, Jose. I was.
And what does it mean?
It means hello, I think, doesn't it, Jose?
Oh. Anyway,
I feel
so yes, so with that,
sorry, it's me.
yes, I can hear an echo.
Oh, I'm going to get headphones in case it's me.
I think it's a ghost.
No, I was going to say the fact that we've been talking about poltergeist and this has never happened before, and now it's suddenly happening. I think that you are the witch, Cally. This has never happened. But also, I think that if you and your daughter, what they would say is like, if you and your daughter are both suffering from those sorts of ailments at the same time, it just means that you are both completely and utterly connected.
Yeah, it does.
On a telepathic level. But I don't know.
I've been told it might be me echoing, so I'm doing this.
Oh,
okay. I mean,
let's see, here it is.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
I'm still detangling my headphones because I'm one of these absolute liabilities who just lives their lives in just perpetual shit. So
I think it was Cally because I think it's okay now.
Oh, sorry.
I'm still putting these on out of a matter of fucking principle.
But I mean, so Audrey just put up that it happens to her daughter and her as well. So I think, yeah, so with Audrey. So I think maybe it is something that if you're very, very close, you can probably be quite in sync with stuff like that. Whereas I was actually telling Carly, weirdly, I think when we went for our walk on, whatever day it was, is when I was going through my divorce, I was kind of living in a bit of like a numb state for a couple of days. And then one day when I actually had like a full on crying meltdown, my mum just rang me and she was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, what? I was like, there's something wrong. What's wrong? And then she just came to get me. And it was like, so she knew that there was something wrong with me. So I think there's just, when you're very close, I think that there's that motherly thing where maybe you just pick up on it. I don't know. It's very
a bit it's like the opposite of probably your husband when you tell him what was wrong and he'd be like, what? I don't understand. Whereas a mum will be like, you don't even have to say it. So it's like the reverse. It's a reverse marriage sort of a syndrome.
It is a reverse marriage. One that's worked very well for me, may I say.
Yeah, sort of like a lovely mutual understanding, no pressure, and like a marriage, no sex. So it's all good. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm going to have that with my husband anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, I will stop bringing it back to sex. Sorry, Jose, I don't mean to cause you an upset.
Wait till the section on the mirrors comes up, Jose.
Don't read the mirrors, just read the cards.
No.
What, you know.
Actually, yeah, we could crack on with that, actually.
Let's do a tarot reading. Holla. Cally, have you ever had your cards read before?
No, I have never had that. I've been tempted, but it's never happened, and I'm quite excited. When Sarah said, do you want to do this? Even when I thought Sarah was full of shit and didn't know anything about tarot, I was like, yeah, I'm in. Count me in. So yeah, I'm
actually of being the real deal, Sarah. Who would have saw that coming?
But you're wearing the real deal sort of.
She does look the real deal. I do look like the blagger if we're being honest.
You guys look amazing. But if I had to pick one of you knew the way around a tarot pack, it wouldn't be you, Sarah. That's all I'm saying.
The lady like going like this a lot. Just the sexy spinster whose hair does not do as it's told, so I must wear a little bow. Right, so Cally, for your reading, we are going to do you a 3-card reading with advice for the week ahead. We don't read reversals, which means that if a card comes out upside down, we just turn it around. Some readers read upside down meanings, but we find that there's plenty of information, loads of cards, to get something good and accurate without having to do double the work. So, Sarah, do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it? So I know you've got cards.
I don't know. I mean, you've got your cards in your hands, so you can go right ahead if you want. I don't mind. I mean, because I feel like I did it now, and I pulled the death card.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing's off track then. Jose's going to hang up, I'm going to go, and everybody, Yeah,
but if Cally pulls it, it's not my fault.
Then I know you two are psychically linked, and I'll be impressed.
Well, we actually are a little bit, I think. I mean,
are you in the same room? Are you pretending to be one? You're one household, really, aren't you? And you've had to sit on opposite sides, so there's no overlap.
We usually do it in the same room, but Sarah, remember the jokes? We used to do things like this, and like pretend that the hand was coming in, but now it's just I'm just reaching out into the ether, like just reaching out to no one.
Those are happier times.
Reaching out into the ether. That could be the name of my podcast.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I never know what the ether is. Does it mean like empty space? What is ether?
It's everywhere.
So just the ether. We are in the ether. I mean,
we are the ether.
Yeah.
We are the fucking ether, bitches. Right, Cally, I'm going to shuffle cards for you. When you feel the energy take you, just tell me to stop. I'll draw the top 3 cards from the deck.
Okay. So. What if I don't? Do I need to feel the energy at some point, or you'll be there all night?
It'd be good if you did, or this will just sit in silence while I shuffle cards, and it'll just be, I don't know, it'll just be cringy and awkward. Like every time I have sex.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So, yeah, I've got, and it's stop.
Fabulous. Ah. Okay. Fabulous. It's good. It's a good reading. You'll be happy to hear. No, there's no death card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the cards one by one and chat to you about it. And then then me and Sarah will take a look at them all 3 together as like a little overview. So your first card, I think we got this last week, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, we did get that last week.
Yes, we did. Interesting, but I think it makes sense. This card here shows a little guy sitting on his bench, hammering away, literally making coins. And from that, I always sort of think of this card as a card of like craftsmanship, like learning your craft and getting better and better and better at it to make more money. So he's basically sat there, but this is also a card that can be to do with apprenticeships and maybe cultivating a new skill and getting better at it. But also it can mean, and I find in the lockdown, especially whenever I pull this, a sort of secondary meaning can just be like repetitive tasks. Yeah. So I don't know what's resonating with you best. Are you
I prefer the earlier ones.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I'm a real grafter, and I do try new things, and I'm a big I only got into stand-up when I was 45, so I'm a believer in doing, and I'm also a believer in trying new things and going bigger. The older you get and the more invisible you're meant to be, you just got to go bigger and louder. So I prefer that, because otherwise it could mean unloading the dishwasher every day, and I don't want you to read that for me.
Well, it doesn't make you any money, Cally, the unloading the dishwasher. So
no, and I'll do it anyway.
I think it'll be the first. Yeah, it has to happen. It's not really like I predict you're going to make your house not look like a shithole. Like I think it's probably the first meaning, especially when you work for yourself as like a self-employed person. You're always having to kind of evolve and add to your skill set to try to, I don't know, stave off boredom partly. I don't know, that's what I find. I don't know about you, like doing this show has been a big experience for me because I'd never done anything like digital or live streaming before. And
I'm doing loads of I'm doing so many different things that I just didn't think I would know how to do, and I had to really dig deep to make some cash this year. And you do, when you have to dig deep, you do. And I've never hustled so much for so little. But I do think,
what have you been doing then during this year?
This is not funny, and this is boring. So sorry, Jose. I know you were very fascinated by me until now, but I do. I mainly do because I used to work in business. I worked in telly for years, and so I'm a sort of So I do like keynote speaking and after dinner speaking and stuff. So that's what I make my money out of. And obviously that all stopped. So now I do it all via Zoom, which is horrendous because you're basically doing a keynote speech for like 4,000 stockbrokers to just on your own, and it's really. And the other day, this is it's good you've got a tech on this, because I self-tech on these, and it was Zoom. It might not have been Zoom, but I was doing my thing, and then my Windows update came on, so I was doing a lovely keynote, and they do know I'm a comedian as well, but I'm not booked to be a comedian. I'm booked to try and be someone with some words of business wisdom. Anyway, the Windows update came on, so I just started sweating, and my whole screen went to Windows update, and I was literally going, fuck, shit, fuck, fuck. And then a tech in my ear went, is everything all right, Cally? I went, yes, can you still see me? And he went, yes, and we can hear you. And then I realised that my screen had gone to that, but they could still see me. And then I had to come back on. Then I somehow cleared the Windows update, and I was like, so as I was saying, and I just,
especially these corporate environments, they can be so dry that I bet they fucking loved it though. Someone just goes, shit, fucking fuck. It's just where you went like, stop broken the cunts. Like
it was 9 a.m. and I was like, it's not even. And
9 a.m.
It was 9 a.m. and
that's too early.
It was so it happened about 18 minutes in, and I do these things for an hour. So I had another like 42 minutes thinking, they've all just, and I was thinking, what did I say? Did I say fuck? How loudly did I say it? Did I say anything worse than fuck? So there you go. Anyway, that was a diversion. So I've learnt to reinvent in ways that are very unsuccessful, as you've heard.
No, well, do you know what, Cally? It's going to be more of the same this week by the looks of it. Just it's that graft, what you're talking about, and also, but it's more than just working hard. It's working hard to learn skills and get better at the skills you've already got. So that's a goodie. You're going to fucking love this next card. This is one of Sarah's favorites, actually. I know you're going to love it. The Fool. This is a major arcana card. We love this card. It's a major arcana card. So it's a universe going, Cally, look at me. Sarah, do you want to explain this one? Because I know you love it so much.
I do really love it. The thing I love the most about this card is you can actually see, like on the pictures on the screen, it's got the 0 at the top. So this is like a major arcana, but it can either come like before number 1, which is the magician, or it can come at the end. So it's basically new beginnings, the start of a new journey. And you can literally see this guy like walking off the end of the cliff, being a free spirit. He's got the dog next to him, which like signifies like sort of protection and loyalty. And then he's got a rose in his hand, which is just sort of like depicting innocence. And it's just really nice because this is a card of you just going forward with like a new idea or having a new beginning, but not actually letting any limiting beliefs hold you back. So it's kind of like, as an advice card, it's like be really open to anything new without having sort of like previous judgments in it, and just really embrace it. It's like the card of unlimited potential.
Yeah, and don't plan. And it's that thing of not planning or being cautious. I don't know what you're like with things like that, but don't plan, don't be cautious.
I love
it's that thing of someone, that say yes philosophy. It's kind of that. Yeah. Just say yes and going for it. Yeah, it's a really beautiful card. We love it. And the universe is blessing you.
And Sarah, when you did that, it was like you knew a bit about tarot as well. So
wasn't it, John?
Yeah, it was so plausible what you did. I was almost taken in. So it's not, and when I saw it, I thought I might be about to fall off the edge of a cliff, but that's opportunity. That's not me falling to my death.
I mean, don't jump off a cliff. That's not the advice for this.
That's not the advice.
No, don't.
So it's, to be taken.
I think in real life, though, in real life, stay away from cliff edges. It's not even that he's jumping. He just doesn't look where he's fucking going, which actually is basically me. It's me in supermarkets and crowds, which is why everyone gets really angry with me while there's a pandemic on. I'm just crashing into everyone. But this guy, he just doesn't look where he's going. But things always work out for him. You can see you've got the sun up here, like the universe and the divine shining down on him, being like, don't worry, don't plan, just fucking do your thing, and something good will happen.
That's very good advice for me, because I can be a little bit too, I've got to work hard, I've got to earn money. I think being a single mum all these years has made me be really like, I can't muck about, and I want to muck about more this year. So this is my mucking about card, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And it really is. It's a really nice one, because it's like the beginning of an adventure as well. So there's something really exciting. Yeah, I think this is a good one.
I'm very happy.
It's a goodie. It's a goodie. I feel like your final card kind of almost contradicts this entirely.
No. Oh, does it? Oh, let's see.
It's the two of wands, which kind of is a card about planning. So maybe the cards with these two coming up together are asking you to strike that perfect balance, especially if you said you're a planner. So this guy he's standing there. He's got the world in his hands, and he's got his two sticks. And this is a card where he is looking out. Wands always mean they're always to do with kind of your passions, your projects, kind of your life force and your essence and the things that you put yourself into. So a lot of the time that would be comedy for comedians. It may be someone's like maybe someone's writing a book or painting a picture, or their passion is to raise their family. It's like your passions, and it's very much a doing suit of cards. So this is quite a still card. This isn't a doing card. He's looking out over the world. He's got the world in his hands. He's looking out over the horizon, and being a 2, it's the start of a cycle, the same as with your Fool. So it's the start of something new, but in contradiction to the Fool with the, don't worry about it, just fucking say yes to everything. This guy is a planner. He's kind of had an idea. He thinks he knows what's next. And this is him actually sort of considering how to actually put that idea into practice, what he might do next. It's that sort of, like, that seed of an idea. You're like doing an Edinburgh show and you get that first idea and you're like, you're just kind of mulling it over. That's what this guy's doing, is he's kind of mulling over what this spark of something new, this new thing might be. Sarah, do you want to add?
Yeah, because I mean, like with this as well, it can kind of be in line with like long-term goals as well. So I think what it could be like with the fall is it's like you're going to get this fresh start of this fresh idea of, oh my God, there's going to be this opportunity for a new beginning and something you're like, yay, wow, I must go for it. But then there is also the element of, oh, but in order to go for it and for it to be something new and something fresh, is there's got to be that element of planning so that you can get to the goal that you ultimately want to get to. So I feel like with those two together, it is like a yay, go for it, as in really be open to the idea, but then you will still have to plan for it. So I think it's that kind of advice.
I think
when
it's
you
quite
start reading them
that.
together.
I think it is because I've always quite liked taking risks and trying things, but there's always been a bit of a, but I have got a bit of a plan. And actually it ties very much into the things I'm going to be doing this next couple of months. So I think it's a very, very apt reading. I like it.
It's almost like I blagged that completely.
Well, that we know
really
you're blagging it, but I'm buying that shit. Whatever you're peddling, I'm buying it. You know, I've got
like a planner. A planner, you say?
Likes a planner.
Yeah.
Jose, I love a planner. I've got a Filofax, and I'm that woman. I was. Have you? Oh my God! Let me get my Filofax. Hang on. Sorry, Sarah. I know you hate.
Sorry, guys. I have sex, so I don't have a planner.
I love
that. I was given this, and I was a bit like, will I use it? But it's here on my desk, so maybe.
What are you going to write in it? Maybe you could write your new idea that you're going to have.
I'm going to write my cards down, and then I'm going to write down Sarah has got some nerve on the second page. And then I'm going to write, I like Carly's headscarf. And then I might write like some daily musings. I might do have you heard of daily, is it called daily pages?
Oh, the morning pages.
Morning pages. Oh. I might do 3 pages every morning.
For like a week.
I will not say fuck during a keynote speech, something like that. Just write that lots of times.
I love the morning pages.
Fuck probably is too much.
Everyone always assumes the morning pages will change their life, but everyone does it for about 3 days, and it's like, this is fucking bullshit. I don't know many people that have actually, for those that are watching don't know what this is, by the way, it's like an exercise from this book called The Artist's Way that for some reason everyone like loves, but it's like, I don't know, I couldn't get on with it. And they advise you to write 3 pages written out in handwriting every morning, just as like a brain dump. And I think it sounds wonderful. It's like those sort of things that you romanticize into, like, I'm going to start yoga. And then you just sit there and don't do it.
Yeah, in the end, you're like, I sat on the loo for an extra 3 minutes. That's almost yoga. Good for me. So
absolutely.
That should be clenching buttocks. Yeah,
exactly. Well, I think you've just dampened down my whatever the one falling off a cliff was. I mean, I was trying to be the fool and go, I'm going to do morning pages.
Oh, yeah.
Devil may care. And you're like, no, don't do that. It's shit. So
I just have to tell it like it is, Cally. I don't want you coming on here and getting ideas. We don't want anyone to get ideas of any kind.
All my ideas out of me, and I'm just going to not even bother. I might not even bother getting out of bed tomorrow if that's.
Yeah, that does actually. In fact, we don't want to advise anyone to do anything on this show. It's the truth. It's lockdown.
Give up.
Just give. I love it. If I want to try anything new, Cally, just give up and just do. That's it for you now.
Yeah. Netflix for the next 6 months.
Well, Cobra Kai season 3 has just come out, so
hey,
definitely.
Come on.
Yeah,
we love it. Do you watch Cobra Kai, Cally? I know this isn't very tarot.
Not really. No, I'm not a big, because I worked in telly. I don't watch much telly because it was like, because it was like I had to watch a lot for a living. So I like listen to things and I read things and I do other things. But I'm a weirdly un-telly watching person. I've started to get a bit more into telly in lockdown because what else was I gonna do?
Well, I was gonna say, if you're not a telly person, this must be like double hell.
Yeah, but it's not because I'm like I don't have a television, I just like reading books. It's not that. It's just like I can't, it doesn't make me relax. I mean, I'll listen to right shit on podcasts and the radio, but I'm just not such a telly person. So Audrey liked my reading.
Oh, thank you, Audrey. She's so supportive. I like Audrey. We used to have a family. A girl in my class didn't have a telly, and her family used to sit around in the evenings reading together, and they used to all play instruments for each other. And I thought it sounded very romantic and Jane Austen until I realised that all the children must fucking hate their parents.
Yeah, and
also, a lot of resentment.
Yeah, no, my kids, because kids hate their parents, don't they?
Yeah. And generally, no matter what.
Yeah. I know, mine swear a lot. That's the equivalent of their musical instrument. There's a lot of swearing. I'm always like, you can't swear. They're like, well, we've heard your act, you swear. And I'm like, oh God, I've just generated a load of people who swear.
So in your house, there's not music. It's just all of you sitting around saying cunt and fuck.
It's like a sort of Tourette's, a forum for people with Tourette's. Everyone's just like, fuck, cunt, and that's what we do. And then everyone goes, all right, good night, darling. Yeah, it's lovely.
It sounds really relaxing.
It's really
like keynote speakers as well.
Yeah, exactly. There's no forum to which I can't bring that kind of musicality. So yeah.
It sounds beautiful. Should we go on to our last part of the show, which is my favourite part? Before we do, just a reminder, if you have a burning question for the cards, or if you would just like us to draw a random card for you and give you a little bit of a chatting to, and maybe to get Cally's advice on things, because she's a very important keynote speaker who says fuck a lot in front of stockbrokers.
Great advice for people.
She knows her thing.
She knows her shit.
Yes.
Then please leave a comment. We would love you to interact and we'd love to draw you a card. But for now, this is my favourite round, and it's called Who's in the Freezer?
Hey! Let me out! It's fucking freezing in here!
There we
Can
go.
I just say, who needs to watch telly when you've got graphics like this on this?
Quite.
I think you'd go a long way to get something better than that on telly.
I saw that film Avatar lately, and I thought that's so shit compared to that picture of a freezer.
Oh, and the voice. I mean, come on, guys. It's tickety-boo.
Yeah, exactly. No expense spared or made in any way. Oh, that's Jim.
You're taking bookings, Jim. We love you.
Thanks, Jim. Honestly, the first time he played that on the show, I was like crying, and I couldn't even we didn't know he was going to do it. I was like crying. I was like, "What's going on?" I always couldn't speak to the guests.
He's a cheeky Jim, isn't he? Slipping things like that in without you knowing. Honestly,
I know. We love it though. We love it. Oh, thanks, Jim.
Nicely played, Jim.
Thanks, Jim. Sarah, do you want to explain the freezer? Because you were the one who taught me about the freezer. This is now, Cally, where you're going to realise that Sarah is the fucking real deal. She's a true, pure-blooded witch.
Yeah. So basically, this is another thing that my aunt taught me. So this is something that I was taught when I was a teenager, which is called where you put stuff in the freezer. So it would be if someone is upsetting you or they've got bad vibes and you don't really want them in your life anymore, but you don't want to do anything bad to them, like you don't want to hex them or bind them. That's, for the real fucking arseholes. So this is, things that are upsetting you. So what you do is you take someone's name or the situation in question, you write it on a bit of paper, you fold it up, and then you get an ice cube tray, you put it in one of the ice cube trays, fill it with water, and then you freeze it. So then it basically freezes all their power towards you, but also stops them from doing harm to themselves and others with it. And then so it's not like a mean thing, and it means that they can carry on about their lives and maybe things will get better for them, but we just want to freeze their power against us.
It's like cloning a dog for its own good, but with like a massive asshole
instead
of a dog's head. Yeah, it's really honestly, and Cally, it works. It does definitely work. I've actually done it on Sarah's advice. Yeah,
really?
It's really good.
I heard a similar thing before we get onto my freezer thing, which is where if you've got things like limiting beliefs. So if you think I really don't want to be like resentful or angry or whatever the thing is, or I feel quite depressed, I don't want to feel sad, you write on a post-it note and you put it in your shoe and you write the thing. So you write sadness and you put it in a post-it note. So you might have sadness and anger, and you put them on post-it notes inside your shoes, and then you go for a walk or a run or whatever you do, and you're literally stamping out the thing it's honestly, it's really good. Have that
do that tomorrow.
Yeah, you should totally do that. That's amazing.
You like that, Sarah? I just want to know if I got it properly officially recognised by the real witch.
Yeah, as a spell witch.
Is it a good thing?
Is it real, Sarah?
I will approve it.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I might even do that tomorrow myself.
Yeah, no, she's the real one, Cally. And I just sit there going, "Is it real?" Like,
yeah, you're like, you're pulling all the moves, but no one's convinced.
No, exactly. I like to brand myself as a witch because I find it's interesting, but actually my witchy powers pale in comparison to the Grand High Witch herself. I'm saying that like not like in a real dull way, like where you take the fucking mask off and all that, but just she's like an amazing witch.
But we could all do that. We could all do the foot stumping thing tomorrow, and then we could be on social media and say how we found it. Did it work?
Yes, that's a great idea.
Brilliant. Oh, amazing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm well at that.
Right, let's play the game. So we're going to pit Sarah and Cally against each other because we love a bit of competition, and decide who's going to go in the freezer. So Cally, as our guest, would you like to nominate your selection for the freezer first or second?
I'll go second, please.
Sarah, take it away, girl.
Right, so I would like to put Dry January in the freezer because I am sick of people saying to me, "Oh, so are you going to do Dry January?" I'm sorry, have you not just lived through the past 8 months? We're in fucking lockdown. I can't see any of my friends or family. I can't have sex or go on any dates with gorgeous Portuguese men. And so, do you know what? I'm going to fucking drink. That's what I'm going to do. I'm doing drenched January. I'm not doing dry January. So that's what's going in the freezer this week for me.
Fabulous.
Oh,
Also, I feel like anyone who says that to you obviously like doesn't know you at all.
I know.
So they shouldn't be your friends. They sound like really shitty friends.
Yes, I agree. I'm just surprised. I think it's because they're doing it and they feel really smug about it, and they
always want to drag you in. Yeah, why did they do that?
Are you not doing it, Sarah? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And they go, oh.
Yeah, and it makes you feel like you're a piece of shit. When actually they're the piece of shit.
Virtue trying to make signaling. No one wants that.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate the virtue signaling. Like, oh, you're not doing dry January. Like, thing's too hard for you. Can you not cope without alcohol? No, I fucking can't. I drink every day. And I have a great time. I have a great time.
Yeah, so drenched January it is. So yeah, for my nomination is dry January.
Fabulous.
And you put alcohol in the freezer, vodka, and then you can do both at once.
I do have vodka in the freezer already. So.
It's amazing. It's perfect.
She's not an animal. She knows how it rolls. Cally, who would you like to nominate for the freezer, my darling?
Well, you guys were talking about parks and how busy parks are, and runners have had a really bad rap, haven't they? There've been people getting so angry about runners.
Oh, no.
And before, you see, I've got a little twist on that because I run, right? And I hate the fact that everyone hates runners. So now I'm not, and I am a very respectful runner. So when I'm running at the moment, I will literally, to avoid upsetting people, and I understand I'm puffing and panting, they don't want me near them. I'm literally going in roads, I'm going in mud, I'm going in bushes, and nobody thanks me, and everyone still looks at me like I'm the devil's spawn. So I would like to put people who, and then other runners nearly run me off the road. So as a lovely, genteel, kind, courteous, thoughtful runner, I'd like to put anyone who's prejudging runners and lets me nearly get run over so as not to breathe them and then doesn't even say thank you, but glares at me.
That's so rude. It's so,
I'd like them in the freezer.
Yeah.
Would you like them to thank you verbally as you're running past? They go, thank you! Like,
at least a nod. So when I do, so literally around here, because I don't run in the, when I don't run in the parks, because I don't want to upset people in the parks. If I run on the pavement and then I've got to get out of the way, I'm literally in the road. I'm like, if I nearly got taken out by a juggernaut for you, at least just go, thank you, a little smile, they don't just say anything, just a little, oh, that's nice. But instead they sometimes glare at me as I'm nearly under the wheels of a London bus. So I don't want to put everyone in a park in the freezer, but I'd like to put the people who are just anti-runners, even nice runners like me and Sarah.
I always think maybe they're jealous. Maybe they would like to
not if they saw me running.
Be going for a run.
No, they're like, good for you, love, having a go is more the sort of runner I am. No one's going to be like, look at you, you fine athletic specimen. I wish I could look like that. So it's more of a sort of, oh, well, it's nice you've got off the couch, love.
I realised I actually walk faster than I run, because if I like run too fast, I get really like exhausted really easily. So when I'm running, it's literally like the only way I can describe it, do you know that bit in Jumanji where the stampede goes across and there's like one sad little rhino like kind of sort of hobbling along? That's me running back and
call yourself a sad little rhino.
No, honestly, Cally, and I can legit walk faster than I can run. It's so cringy. So when I see someone like powering along, I do feel a bit jealous.
Well, you wouldn't feel that if you saw me. You'd think, oh, there's another little rhino. We could be rhinos together. That's really lovely. So
we could be like a really like slow stampede, just running through London.
A very, very slow, regressive stampede.
And then just swear at everyone that gives you horrible looks.
Well, I'm always courteous. On the outside, inside, I'm obviously furious, or I wouldn't be putting them in the freezer. I'm just going to get my my power source because my laptop's about to go. So
no, you go for it. You go for it. Well, in fact, make your nominations. Make your nominations. Who would you like to put in the freezer? Would you like to put dry January in the freezer, or would you like people who are discourteous to runners and who basically like shove them in the road and think they're assholes? While we are nominating and getting the votes in, let's see. Do we have any people or questions? Like a card from us, Jim.
Yeah, I think there's 3 cards. There's 3 people that I think have asked.
Fabulous. Caroline. You drew your card, of course, my darling. Shall I do it, Sarah? Why not? The cards are in my hands. Let's go. Caroline. One has. Okay, we've had 2 jump out. We've actually had 2 jump out for you. Okay, interesting. We've got the 5 of Swords with the King of Pentacles. I would say this card is maybe to watch out for some conflict or some kind of sort of foul play or a harsh winner with a particular person. I feel like this is a person who is maybe like a businessman type, someone quite stable, someone quite grounded, maybe like a sort of quite good dad who will like give financially to his children rather than emotionally. But this guy, the King of Pentacles, he's generally more of like a mature man, but when he comes up here with the Five of Swords, it makes me feel like you should just think twice about your interactions with this person, because they may be the type who would be prepared to win at all costs, and it may actually be the type of person who would happily throw you under the bus so that they could get ahead, especially maybe in business and work. So Sarah, anything you'd like to add?
No, I mean, that's completely spot on. I mean, it's like, because obviously it's like the King of Pentacles and stuff like that. It could be, yeah, someone who is like quite high up in business, and maybe there's like a business conflict that you're having at the moment, particularly in regards to money. So like Carly's advice was completely spot on, of just be quite careful surrounding that, because it is like there's quite a lot going on there, and you just want to be quite careful about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Next person, let's go for another card. So I haven't asked a specific question, sorry. Jose, I have a question for the time of
How will your mum be this year? Oh, if this is a health thing, because we don't, we probably should say we don't answer questions on medical stuff, because we need to obviously leave that to the doctors and the professionals.
Yeah, nothing about health or legal matters.
Yeah, so if you could be a little bit more specific, Jose, and I tell you what, we can read for someone else whilst you just clarify that for us.
Maybe he means how will his mum dress this year? What will his mum be wearing this year?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
How will his mum be looking
every day? Let's draw this card for Stephen. Who'd like a card? Here we go. Let's go. I'm just going to cut the deck. I'm feeling that. Okay. Oh my God, Stephen, you've also got Judgment. So this is once again the card of rebirth, the card of spiritual awakening. It comes right at the end of a cycle as well. So it's like you've done all you need to do in this area of your life, and you're going to kind of come back out as someone sort of more spiritually awakened, come out as someone sort of bigger, better, newer, and fresher. And there's lots of naked people on the card too. So Sarah, anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, so the reason why there's the naked people is, as you can see, like in the card, it's actually the angel Gabriel who is making the decision at the gates of heaven about, you know, how you've lived your life, and whether you can in good conscience carry on. So it is like about rebirth at that point, of like really taking stock of what you've done and how you're going to change things. So it's a really positive card. Like, as I said, I got that at the beginning of this whole show. So it's like new things that are coming up and actually getting what you are owed in life, which is quite nice.
Fabulous.
So it's quite a positive one for you to have.
Did we get a response from Jose about his mama?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah. Will her life be happier than last year? Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, I hope so, Jose. Let's
you are so sweet,
Jose.
So sweet.
I wish my kids would bother to ask for tarot reading for my happiness. I don't think they have. I feel quite jealous of Jose's mum right now.
Yeah, and I find that hot. Men who really like their mums is a real turn on. Jose, we've got this card here for you, the King of Wands. I feel like someone is going to be coming into your mum's life, or may already be in your mum's life. It could even be you. I don't know what you're like as a person. I think this represents a person. It's a masculine energy. It's a cut person, generally a man, but it doesn't have to be. It could be like a sort of a woman with a more masculine energy. But they're like they're kind of like a leader. They might be someone who's like an entrepreneur type of person, the person who would like go out and get stuff done. Quite a charismatic type who is a strong, bold leader. And I feel like that person will make your mum's life a little bit better this year. What do you think, Sarah? Or Cally?
Yeah, I mean, because. Yeah, actually, do you know what? We should ask Cally, because we did say we were going to let her give some advice, and we haven't. So I tell you what, Cally, why don't you give your?
It means that what it means is, Jose, and I don't know how big Alan Sugar is over in Portugal, if that's where you are. Maybe you're over here. But what it means is your mum is going to have an affair with a world leader in business like Alan Sugar or Donald Trump, someone who does the art of the deal. So your mum's having an exciting time with an entrepreneur this year, with a leading man. That's what it means.
Yeah, and do you know what, Cally? I feel like your intuition is spot on there, because there is actually a lot of orange in this card. So I think Donald Trump is a very good bet.
Someone with a ginger face and a bit of attitude is in your mum's future this year. So that's nice, isn't it?
Excellent. Stephen, so we I'm so glad you're in a turning point, Stephen. We wish you all the best with that. Any other questions, Jim?
Good. I mean, sorry.
Any more for any more? I always want a card. My last one was pretty relevant to me. Oh, this is Bajal.
That's a lot of birds. I've only got one bird. That's a lot of birds. Got all the birds.
Bajal. Let's see what we've got. Here we go. Oh, I love this card so much. You've got the High Priestess. There she is. She's there in between her pillars, sitting in front of a veil of pomegranates, and behind her you can just kind of see it's like the ocean peeking through. This is the card that is telling you that at the moment the best thing for you to do is to trust your intuition. Whatever you think your question is, or whatever your questions to the universe are, or to us, actually you already have the answer within you, and you already know what to do just by trusting your gut. It's the real card of like trusting your gut and listening to your unconscious and your kind of more kind of psychic and spiritual abilities. Anything you want to add, ladies?
I don't know what the BJ stands for.
They stand for like Boaz and something else.
Sarah, she's not getting that right, is she?
No. Sarah, do you know the names of the pillars? I always forget.
Sarah knows.
I feel like I should know the names. I did at one point know the names of the pillars because I memorized it.
One is called Boaz. I'm googling this.
You see, we found out now. We've peeked behind the curtain. It's like the Wizard of Oz moment. We open the curtains. We're like, it's just an old man.
It's Boaz and Jachin and Boaz.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I was just on my tongue. I was just about to say that.
Google's always our friend, isn't it?
Yeah, but we all had different ideas. We all had different ideas about that one.
Well saved, ladies. Well saved.
Has anyone known?
Thanks, Cally. You couldn't tell. Oh, I love. How does Virgo feel about me, Cally? Maybe you should take this first. How does Virgo feel about Zainab or Zaneb? I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong.
Virgo feels that with the pale moon rising and the alignment of the chakras, that this is going to be a very rich eclipse of the solar summit for you, and that your energy will be in a very pure place until the 13th of February. So please use this period of rebirth and creativity to make all of your 2021 dreams come true. That was just, I don't know if you ladies would agree with that.
I do.
Great. Absolutely. I'm just going to see what the cards say. I mean, not that we need to actually, because Cally's got it spot on.
You're welcome.
The cards are saying a very positive thing. I don't know who Virgo is, but their cup overfloweth with good vibes and happy feelings and great love and wondrous emotions. It's basically a celebration of all good feelings inside this card. It's pure love and emotion. And yeah, it's a very positive card. The universe is handing you this beautiful gift. Yes,
I think it's quite clear about how they feel about you. Their cup literally runneth over with love and joy and everything. Ooh. So there's actually no question about how they feel about you. That is just pure love.
There's no question. Why did you ask the question?
There's no question.
There's going to be another drenched January with Virgo and Zanib now, so that's good.
Oh, yay! Right, another reading. Here we go. Giving them a shuffle for you. Right, I'm doing all of this. I'm quite enjoying this. Right, who we got? Oh, okay, a reading for you, my darling. Here we go. We've got here the Six of Cups. This is a card about nostalgia and connections from your childhood. So maybe you're looking too much into the past with rose-tinted glasses, looking back to your childhood and viewing it unrealistically. Or maybe someone from your past is going to come into your life. Or maybe you've got lessons to learn from a particular period in your life when you were a lot younger that need to come to the surface now. And and could be valid and useful to you during this time. Anything you want to add, ladies?
I think it's basically that you're being very childish, and if you need a reason to explain that, if anyone says you're just really immature, grow up, you go, no, this is the what's it card that is me learning from my past and my childhood and taking the skills of my childhood into my future and my present. So it's your past to be really immature and annoying. I think that's what I would see from that.
I love this, Sarah. Anything you want to add?
Excellent advice.
Spot on again. It's excellent advice.
Yes. Excellent advice.
Right.
Okay.
He had a third party in the past, ladies.
Well, that's what he's got.
Virgo.
He's got a lot of love to give because he realised he's been a fucking asshole. It's up to you. If he's had a third party in the past, he still has feelings for you, but it's up to you whether you want to let him in. I'm not
And you're
even
allowed
consulting the cards on this.
And you're allowed a third party in the present if he's had one in the past. Let's just get that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, maybe a little Knight of Wands might be on the cards for you.
It's not just Carly.
The Knight of Penises for both of us. So it's all good. Right. Did we get a winner for our freezer?
Yeah, Jim, was there anything on the Cally, is this how you do your business talks plus a few fucks and bollocks?
It's mainly fucks and bollocks and the odd little business, little business nugget. So,
okay.
Wow,
they're in the freezer. Well done, Cally.
Shocked. Wow, I'm so shocked. I really thought that the people that watched us were massive alcoholics. I really thought the people that watched our show were just fucking pissheads. And when they put that, I'm like, oh my God, no, they're exercise
not
people.
drenchers.
I think it was because Sarah does it as well. And also I think what actually got everyone really on side of the runners was little baby rhino Carly runner. They were like, oh, that's so cute. We want to protect that little baby rhino.
Does that? Oh, thanks, Jim.
I didn't do the sympathy vote, did I? I didn't do the little rhinos. Next time I'll add something a little bit cute.
I'm like a baby rhino going to my fridge for more.
And everyone's like, bless her, protect her.
Yeah, I love that. Well, we're almost at the end of our show. Cally, do you have anything you would like to plug? Anything that you're working on that you would like to direct?
Well, obviously I'm very busy in the clubs of the UK. There was a lot of live comedy going on, so you can catch me. Just see my dates on my website. I think I'm on most nights during lockdown in gigs in my dreams. I am launching a new podcast, and I'm writing a book by the name of Namaste Motherfuckers. So look out for that. I'm recording them this month, and they'll be coming out from February or March. So that's all I'm doing, is writing a book and doing podcasts and crying into my pillow. So look out for me.
That's a lot of stuff you're doing. Cally's stuff is scrolling down the bottom. If you don't already follow her, why don't you already follow her? So you should do that. Yeah, good question. The big question. Sarah, do you have anything you would like to plug?
Well, same as Cally, obviously, I'm just gigging my arse off. There's just so much going on right
now.
We
keep seeing each other, don't we, at the same gigs?
I remember the last gig we did together was on that outside that industrial estate in, where was it?
It was a brewery car park in Leighton Buzzard. It was like a cross between a gig and dogging.
So more than Cally and I only do the really high class gigs, so we will be seen at them. Follow me on Insta and all those bits and bobs below, because I love the attention.
Ah, fabulous. Well, I don't have anything to plug apart from my world tour, which is happening now, where I'm also gigging at industrial estates across the globe, guys. So
coming to an industrial estate soon.
I'm jealous. Is it sad? Like, this is how shit my year has been, that when you guys were banging on about gigging at industrial estate, I was like, oh, I didn't get to gig at
had a good night. We had real fun.
You know what? They're always the best ones. The ones that you think are going to be shit always end up being good fun. Anyway, I don't have anything to plug apart from we are back here next Sunday at 7:00, and our guest is going to be the fabulous Julian Dean. So please come back. You're such a nice little crowd that we're getting for our show. We love reading your comments. And we're Sarah and I live alone, so this is a big night for us of social interaction. Cally, thank you so much. You've been such a fabulous guest.
I love my reading, and I actually do. I'm going to take it into all I do for the next, forever.
Great, good, excellent. Good. I'm very glad, and we're happy to read for you anytime, my darling. You just let us know.
I loved it.
Well, thank you so much. We'll say bye, I suppose, and have a good
week. And Jose, if you want to call me, that's cool.
What's going on? I don't know. We say goodbye? I can hear you.
Yes, we'll say goodbye.
Hey, bye everyone.
Thanks for watching Tarot Nice to Meet You, which is produced by Comedy Hotspot. See you next Sunday at 7 p.m.